Okay, so we just saw the second act of Now You See Me.
Yes. So, well,
which actually internet, yeah.
So this is two person who saw it and one person who didn't. So yeah, we saw Now You See Me too. So and you saw the first one, right?
Yeah, I did.
What were your thoughts on it?
First one I thought was great, really clever.
What'd you think of this one?
This one, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I still like this one, but I don't think it's as good as the first.
Yeah.
And this is like, yeah, it's. I was.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah,
to clarify, I didn't see any of it, so I'm not gonna. So I have nothing to give.
Yeah.
Just continue.
But yeah, I was really like. It's not that I was looking for this to be bad or anything. I was really wanting to, watch this film and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy a lot of it, but then there was just a lot of it that was just like, what?
Yeah. I only enjoyed bits and pieces of it.
So what were your problems with it?
Well, for one, Lizzie Kaplan replaces Isla Fisher in this.
Yeah, supposedly because
she doesn't. Well, she doesn't exactly replace her. It's just that they just get a different character because Isla Fisher was pregnant at the time.
Yeah, that's weird though. Because both her, the director of the last one, and her left for the Brothers Grimsby though. Where they did the Brothers Grimsby, but like they didn't do this one. Well, he was the director of the first one was executive producer. Lois Leary, I can't pronounce his freaking name.
And so the thing is, her character's absence is never explained.
Yeah, they did. They explained it at the beginning where she's like, "Oh, she left you, then she didn't want to be a horseman or something like that, so she left." They explained it, but they didn't show anything. They just kind of explained it.
Wait, okay, well, that's kind of insulting, just to write her off from it in like one throwaway line.
But I don't know. I'm kind of like, if they make a third one, they might find a way to bring her back. If they just because that's why they made her. They
are making a third. It's already in production, actually.
Really?
Yep.
Really? They didn't want to wait to see how this movie does before they do that?
Yeah, which it probably won't do so well because Conjuring and Warcraft are already doing much better than it.
Yeah, but, I mean, I thought there were some really fun scenes. I thought there was some cool stuff, though.
Like when Daniel Radcliffe shows them, what happened while they were asleep.
Yeah.
In fact, showing them that they were asleep at all.
Yeah, but I think my biggest problem was that even in the first one, even though a lot of the magic seemed like, that can't be possible, it still felt kind of possible when there's a lot of stuff in this, like, nope, I'm pretty sure someone would know. Like there's a scene at the beginning where Jesse Eisenberg is like, he throws a bunch of stuff on this cart. Like, there's no way that guy pushing the cart would notice and go, hey, get your stuff off my cart or something like that.
And then they're also able to hypnotize people in this.
Yeah, well,
that's like complete witchcraft.
Yeah, and in the way they did in the first, they kind of.
What's really strange though is that they did.
Yeah, they did in the first one a lot. They did they made the people think like they were playing in the string quartet or whatever. They hypnotized people a lot in the first one as well. Though it wasn't because the first one was like a heist film, except you couldn't really tell what the heist was. When they're showing a bit more of what's going on or whatever.
Yeah. The strange thing is that the way the first movie ended, I thought that that Rhodes was taking them to a place where they would perform real magic
or something. Yeah, well, it's a world where there is no real magic, I guess, but but yeah, but a lot of the tricks in this especially were very just like, okay, that's kind of dumb. I mean, I guess I could kind of buy the rain scene because they did explain it. The thing they didn't explain that was kind of weird was when Dave Franco disappeared in a bunch of cards. They didn't explain that at all. I was like, okay, that I can't buy. But the water, at least they kind of explained the rain trick.
Sort of. Just that they had water machines on. They don't really explain how he was able to.
The strobe lights too, because they showed there was a foreshadowing scene because this is actually my second time seeing it, so I noticed a lot more. So there's that scene where in the joke shop and they see the water kind of looking like it's going up. That was kind of foreshadowing. Like, once you kind of watch it, this is kind of a movie you have to kind of watch again to get some things a bit more to kind of understand. There are some aesthetics. It's one of those. Like, I'm not saying if you didn't like the film, but I'm just saying it's one of those. Like, after the second screening kind of helped a little bit. I guess.
Yeah.
But
I guess John M. Chu thought I could put the rain scene from Step Up 2 into this somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
I gotta say though, after
they replaced Lois, what's his name, with John M.
Louis
Chu.
Leterrier.
Louis
Or
Leterrier.
Leterrier, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, with John M. Chu, who
Yeah.
directed the Step Up, the first two,
No, just 2 and 3, yeah.
2 and 3, and then he went on to do like G.I. Joe Retaliation and
Gem and the Holograms and Justin Bieber, Never Say Never.
and Believe. He did the other documentary as well, Believe.
He's a director that I'm starting to dislike more and more.
Though I actually think this is probably one of the best directed stuff he's done. Besides what I've seen, some of his direction from the Step Up movies looks, and the dance scenes anyways, look pretty cool. And that one scene from G.I. Joe Retaliation was really cool. So he has some good chops. It's just that he doesn't. It's just that then when he does stuff like Jim and the Holograms, it's just terrible.
Yeah. Can't wait for Nostalgia Critic's review on it.
It's pretty. Since I got the Vivo thing, I saw it early and it was pretty interesting. And yeah, I do feel, but that might not have been his fault though. It was probably the producer's fault too, and a bunch of other stuff. Why that movie turned out so bad. But it was. I don't really blame him for this movie. I mean, I actually enjoyed this movie for the most part. I just had I had my little problems with it, especially the second half, which is supposed to be the part where I really wanted to get on board with it, because that's the part where they're getting back at the bad guys. Yeah. Also, there's a lot of twists in this movie that I saw when I first saw this. I knew that was going to be the twist. Like the thing with Morgan Freeman, I saw that coming. The thing with Daniel Radcliffe and Michael Caine's relation, I knew that was going to happen. And there was I forgot the other one too. There was another thing too that I was like, that's gonna happen too. I forgot. It was another thing too was that they're gonna trick that the whole plane scene was gonna eventually turn out to be elaborate and ruse by the Horsemen. Of course, that was gonna turn out to be that way.
Yeah.
I definitely one thing about this movie is Mark Ruffalo's still my favorite character. Yeah. He's still the character I'm mostly on board with for these movies. Okay, sorry.
I think you just kind of pointed out the main problem with this. After the first one, from now on, I think the whole thing is going to get really predictable really fast because like you said, we were able to foresee that the scene on the plane was going to be like a really elaborate magic trick.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's the thing. I don't think there's I can't really think of anything new that.
Well, because the big thing too is that they're trying to step up what they did in the first one. Like they're like, man, they did all these cool magic tricks and stuff. Let's try to do something even cooler in this one. And they're gonna do that in the third one too. Probably they're gonna try to do even more cooler stuff. Like, ooh, look at this flashy stuff. It's just they're gonna keep trying to one up themselves. And I think that kind of was a bit of my problem is they're more trying to one up themselves from the first one instead of trying to make a fun movie. Because I do kind of agree with Stuckman a bit that this movie did take itself a little more seriously than the last one did. I agree, not too much, but like a little bit. I still kind of enjoy this film, but I still wouldn't recommend it over the first one. Like the first one, I would definitely say go see that one. This one, if you like the first one, maybe, but if like you haven't seen the first one, don't bother. I guess, the only other reason I guess is if you really like the actors or whatever. Because, so what'd you think of?
I mean, it's got a lot of great actors in it, sure, but.
Yeah, what'd you think of Woody Harrelson? Because I know Chris Stuckman thought Woody Harrelson was his twin brother thing was really annoying. What did you think?
I didn't mind him.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't in it enough for me.
Why did he talk that way, though?
I don't know.
Yeah. I guess maybe it has to do with the fact they've been apart for so long, but twins are usually really close-minded, like the resemblance of how they think is like really uncanny.
Yeah. Well, not all twins though. There are a lot of twins that are.
But I guess it does have to do with the fact they haven't been around each other much. Kind of like.
Because I went to high school with twins who were very different from each other. Though they looked the same, they just were different. But it was But yeah. What do you think of Radcliffe as the villain?
Well, he played it really well.
I thought he was okay as the villainy type. He was kind of. I felt the villains in this were kind of cliched. They're kind of the twirly mustachy villains. I felt they were very comic booky. Twirl the mustache. We're evil. We're rich. We're going to get the Horsemen, and then we're going to destroy the Eye. Sorry. That's it. But yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I shouldn't make myself laugh too much. It's just they're very. I felt they were a little too over the top. I felt in a way, but yeah, I still liked Radcliffe and Michael Caine, so they did what they could, I guess. Though he was also kind of playing a pompous rich guy, so I guess that was more what he was trying to do with his villain. But yeah.
Well,
oh, so what do you think of Lizzie Kaplan as the new? What do you think of her? Did you like her?
Didn't really care for her that much.
I liked her. I really like mainly that, but that could just be because I really like Lizzie Kaplan. I think she's a really talented actress, actor, or whatever. But I think she's really. I really like her. I've seen her in a lot of stuff that I haven't seen her in anything where I haven't been like, man, she's doing a really bad job in this. But I thought she was fun and she did bring a different. And I'm glad that they. One thing that I did kind of see that they could bring Isla Fisher back is that her love interest was Dave Franco instead of Eisenberg. Like if she was going for Eisenberg, I probably would see. But since she was going for Franco, I think maybe the Isla Fisher could come back in the next one if she was ready or whatever in a sequel or any sequel if they decide to make more. Yeah. Depending on how this one does and if the third one comes out, how that one does. But I did want to mention another thing I did agree with Stuckman was that a lot of the ending was a lot of, this is how we did this elaborate trick. And they just, like, the ending, the whole thing with the whole plane thing was, like, they explain way too much. Like, okay, can you stop explaining, get to the point? Even at the end when, like, they're done with that, Morgan Freeman's like, this has happened, blah, 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 explaining other stuff, though, how the eye was doing at the time when all the stuff was going on.
Yeah. They're kind of ignoring one of the most basic rules of being a magician. Never reveal your secrets.
Yeah, I guess. They kind of reveal everything in this movie. But yeah, the movie was fine. It was. Well, okay, so you want to wrap this up, or do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of tight-lipped on this one. It's just
I'm
really
trying to give you chances.
Yeah, it's just kind of a forgettable sequel. You could easily watch this one without. The first one without this one.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, if you're still curious, go ahead and see it. I'm not gonna stop you, but like But it's not like but don't be like, oh my god, this movie's gonna, because you might not like it so much. Who knows? I mean, then again, you never know. But yeah, okay. So grade?
C minus.
C minus. Oh, you want to add like?
Well, yeah, on the pop meter, 44%.
Well, I'm just saying, like, why? Like, just give your overall rating. Why you give a C minus?
I kind of just did. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But I'm gonna go with a C. I enjoyed this film, but though it's not as good as the first. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Though it's I would definitely see even though I like the first one, I still think like my favorite movie about magicians is probably still The Prestige from Christopher Nolan. That's a great, especially because that one's about like real. They use like real practical effects. Like, it doesn't CG like they use in these ones, and it's like, and they're actually like tricks that are real. They're not just like, except for like, well, there is one that is kind of fakey. The whole thing with the Tesla and the thingy, whatever. I don't want to say anymore if you haven't seen the movie, but yeah, that one, The Prestige, I just love, and that also has Michael Caine in it. That's a movie I love. I love that. That's a magician movie that I recommend to everyone to see. Even though I would still recommend the first one. The first Now You See Me. If you want to see a really good magician movie, I would see The Prestige or something like that.
Yeah. As for this one, though, we can't really say prepare to be amazed.
All right, and next time you see us, we'll be watching Warcraft, and John will actually have seen that one, so you won't just see him sitting in the back doing nothing.
Although we do have a new trailer for Deepwater Horizon.
I thought we already saw that one.
Did we?
Because I think we did. Yeah, because I told you about it.
Yeah, I think the teaser trailer is almost always better. That is definitely the case with Deepwater Horizon.
I actually did not like this trailer the first time I saw it, but this is actually like the third time I've seen it, and I actually like it a lot more now. It's a trailer you have to kind of grows on you. You kind of, because I wasn't getting what they were trying to convey the first time I saw it. Like, it was just like, it looks still kind of sappy, but then after seeing this once, I'm like, okay, never mind. It actually shows a lot more, because I didn't understand like the second trailer, like there are these great heroes, but then in this one I could kind of see why, because they're actually going to try to get it looks like they're going to get a lot of people out of that. And also I love Kurt Russell. I actually forgot he was in this. So it still makes me want to see it. So I'm still going to give it a yes.
Yeah, definitely yes.
All right, but yeah, the teaser trailer definitely is better. Yeah. It's not like this trailer still is no Accountant. Like, Accountant right now is probably my favorite trailer right now. We just saw that too. Yeah. That movie looks amazing.
All right, let's go on to Warcraft.
We'll fight war, not Warcraft.